Welcome to This Week in Weiss Schwarz, where we talk about Weiss Schwarz's news and cards of the day. Before we get started, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider supporting the channel and subscribing. Now, let's get on with it. I should really shave. It's too late. I already hit record. We're going to start off with the English news first before we go over to the Japanese news. We're going to do this a little out of order, but we're going to start off with sad news first. There is going to be a production delay on 3 series in English Weiss Schwarz: 7 Deadly Sins, Slime Volume 2, and Alicization. This is from Bushiroad. Since the start of 2021, the demand for Weiss Schwarz has increased significantly. We have since been working to increase our production capacity to cater to this increased demand. Due to the global COVID restrictions, these processes will require more time to complete. As such, the following products are delayed. Really? It's 2021 and corporations are still using the because COVID line? Remember the absolute travesty that was Quibi? The video platform whose death was blamed on the pandemic? Yeah, stop lying. I'm sure players will be okay with Bushiroad just saying like, hey, this game is popular now and we're gonna be starting to print more than usual so everybody who wants product is able to have product. But I just think they're just lying to us. This is classic Bushiroad. Vintage Bushiroad. We already have the typos in 7 Deadly Sins, and now we get the delays. Vintage Bushiroad. They are never gonna change. They are never gonna change, and no matter how many non-apologies they give us, they will never get better. Again, I don't think this is because of COVID. They've done this multiple times before, and if this is an ammo that Bushiroad needs for them to never work for me, then I don't know what is. Either way, the new release dates are August 6th, September 17th, and October 29th. Wait a minute. That's the same day as Quintessential Quintuplets coming out in English. Now you know what that means. Quits might get delayed. Of course it would. Case in point, Kaguya-sama and, believe it or not, Alicization had the same release date at a certain time, and SAO then got delayed. Then SAO got delayed again. We're never gonna get SAO Alicization 2, are we? It's just, we're never gonna get it. It's just gonna keep getting pushed back and back until it just never comes out. I already accepted that. Sticking with the English news, here is the SP version of Ban from 7 Deadly Sins. Do you see anything different? Anything, you know, different? Well, let me tell you. Bushiroad English really likes throwing these, I guess, curveballs at us. When Cardcaptor Sakura was released for English, it was touted as an English exclusive set. Then when JP Cardcaptor Sakura came out, they got called out. When technically, they're 2 different sets. Technically, it's still an English exclusive because the effects are different than the JP versions. Semantics, I know. So 7 Deadly Sins, the product page, we have 4 signed cards, 4 SP signed cards. We did not get the full set distribution, so we just assumed that those 4 signed cards would be the only 4 SP cards that we get. With this ban here, there is speculation that we're going to be getting some more hot stamped SP cards. Now, that is some fuck shit. There are still technically signed cards in the set. There are 4, and there may be some more hot stamped cards coming in the future. So it's still technically an SP card, just in a different style. They technically said 4 signed cards, but they didn't say how many SP cards there are. So Bond getting a hot stamped card as opposed to a signed card is technically not lying, because Bushiroad technically said there's going to be 4 signed cards, but calling them SP cards is the issue. This is taking an SP card in your case. Imagine buying a case of 7 Deadly Sins and this is one of your SP cards. Not the signed card, the one that's obviously going to be having more value, but you get this. And that doesn't even bring up the fact that there's a lot of fans of Ban out there. A lot. But this does bring up an underlying issue that I have with the hot stamps, and I'm gonna lose a lot of subscribers for this, but if you bought into the Kaguya hot stamps, you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm sorry. These are scarce and rare, yes, but scarcity should not equate the value of the card. At least in Weiss Schwarz, the value should be derived in the signature of the SP card. And yes, I know SP does not mean signed cards, it means special card, but it has become synonymous with signed cards. So if you pulled the Kaguya stamp card, sell it to an idiot, please, plus by all means. Alright, back to the Bond. To my knowledge, Bond is a really big part of the series and people really do love this character, but I do not know why this is getting a stamp and not a signed card. I have no idea. One theory that was thrown around in the live streams, in the Weiss Schwarz Hangout live streams, is that maybe the licensing of the voice actresses' like signatures were increased because of COVID, and the production companies are going to try to make a little more money, and then Bushiroad English could only afford 4. That sounds plausible. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. And the design standpoint of the SP card is ugly. This looks so lazy. It's extremely low effort. But do better, Bushy. Please do better. Oh, fuck. I am heated. All right. Here's some winning decks for some fucking WGP and Hakata or some shit. I don't care. There were 30 players, with the most represented deck being Kaguya with 4. And out of the 2 slime players, we had a top with slime. We also have some news for Fate Grand Order, the movie Divine Realm of the Round Table Camelot, Wandering Agatharan. We have the promotional image, and we also got the release date, October 29th. Just as a reminder, this is a main booster set, and this is Neo Standard with the previous FGO set. JP Bushiroad, you will never hurt me, right? I hope you're saying yes. So, let's talk about some Quintessential Quintuplets. There is still some time to pre-order your English boxes if you haven't gotten to that yet. I highly suggest you do. You do not want to wait on this set. Especially, just as a heads up, and a little spoiler alert, you are going to be needing some cards in set 1 for this set, in a sense. This set is going to be released on September 10th. There will be a total of 100 cards. There are going to be 5 SSPs, 5 Hanayome rares, 10 overframe rare cards, 6 triple rares, and 74 super rares. JP Bushiroad, you will never hurt me, right? Oh yeah, I forgot this whole set is foiled. Damn. Now I do speculate that the non-foil cards are going to be cheaper than the foil cards because players are going to be seeking out the foiled versions, especially if the art is different enough so cheap players such as myself are able to get the scraps. I'm really curious to see how the distribution of the super rares are going to be. I do expect it to be 1 per pack, but imagine if it stays the same. Like 2 per box. Oh my god. Alright, let's get that cursed image out of the way. Let's talk about some cards. Clumsy Love Ichika is on play from hand. This gains 1k5 power for the turn, and Climax combo. When you play one and only Lie, if you have 2 or more other characters, this card gains the following ability. On attack, pay 1 Twin Drive, and after this card's attack, reveal the top card of your deck. And you salvage a character whose level is equal to or lower than the card revealed. The Climax is a 1k1 and a choice when triggered, but we do not have the art. Moving right along to another level 1 combo, we have Growing Trust Itsuki. Once per turn, when you use an act, this gains 1k5 power. And Climax combo, experience. On attack, if you have In Front of Mother's Grave in play and your experience is 2 or more, you could ditch a card. Top check 3 cards, add up to 3 quintuplet characters or password cards. Then you ditch the rest. We currently do not have the Climax or the event password. Not really a level 1 combo, but here is reward for Distinguished Person Yotsuba. Global 500, and when one of your characters triggers a Climax, you could ditch a Climax. Salvage either your 2-1 or 3-2 Yotsubas from set 1. And at the start of your main phase, if you are level 2 or higher, you could pay 1, send this card to the waiting room. Play Close Sisters Yotsuba from your waiting room onto the stage where this card was. Alright, let's talk about these cards. So the Ichika is pretty damn good. You are guaranteed a salvage, but you can't grab whatever you want. You are restricted to whatever level that you revealed, but a salvage is a salvage. This could be a little better, honestly. The real standout is Itsuki. That is super good, and I do this being the new level 1 combo that people are gonna be running in their newer Quints builds. This is honestly a better set to Aqua. On attack, ditch 1, add up to 3. Phenomenal. Absolutely beautiful. This Yotsuba is really nice, and I'm definitely going to be running in my Yotsuba deck, and I'm probably going to be the only one that's going to be running this card. I'm more impressed about this Yotsuba than this Itsuki. Really telling. Really telling. Itsuki's phenomenal, though. Absolutely gonna be a chase card. Speaking of Yotsuba, here's a level 3. What I want Yotsuba. Climax combo, memory. When you play Jumped Over World, if you are level 3 or higher, and if this card is in your memory, you could play it in your front row. And after this card attacks, you could pay 2, ditch 1, mill the bottom 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Burn for however many climaxes milled, and this card gains 1k power until the end of the turn. We currently do not have the climax. So as of now, the only way we could send this card off to the memory is with this card's effect, and oh, we don't have a picture for it. So we're gonna have to wait if we could get a little more info, but as of now, this is the only way. Confessions of Love Miku is on play from hand. You can either search or salvage a headphones or secret confession and climax combo. Once per turn, when damage dealt by this card is cancelled, if you have Things I Like and 4 or more other characters, restand this card. We currently do not have the climax. Just as a reminder, here's the effect of the new headphone card, and here's the effect for secret confession. And yes, this does have that many effects. I actually really do like this combo as well. There's no real downside. The restand is free. You just need to fulfill a specific condition, which is that your opponent needs to cancel your attack. So if it sticks, it finds you swung for 3. If it cancels, you're giving another chance to attack. And what makes this pretty good is that the 2-1 event actually makes this into an early drop, on top of all this other stuff as well. So this does not gain power, but you can easily work around that. What is also really good is that you could recycle your events. Like, you could play the event, get your effect off, play the 3-2, get exactly what you just played, and just start it over again. This is really nice. Am I a Miku fan now? Absolutely not, but this is very nice. Here is Love beginning to run Nino. If you have Straight Feelings in play, this card gains the standby icon in every area. If you have 2 or more other characters, this gains 4k power, and on play, wait. Hold up, wait, what? What? Yes, when you have the climax Straight Feelings, this gains standby in every area. So if you trigger this card when you have the climax in play, you can stand by a character. And here's the thing, you could play this climax at any time, and you're effectively gonna be running 12 standby triggers in your deck. I absolutely love this card, and I haven't even finished reading it. This is incredible. Okay, back to the effects. On play, heal and climax combo. After this card attacks, if you have Straight Feelings in play and 2 or more other characters, you could pay 1, ditch 1, burn 3. Yeah, alright, yeah, it's super cheap burn effect. The burn 3 is like enough to win games. Yeah, fuck it, we're building an Eno deck. Yeah, we're building a Nino deck when this comes out, definitely. Speaking of Nino, here is support for a previous Nino card. Shopping Nino is on play from hand. You can pay 1, call the restand Nino from set 1 from your waiting room onto the stage. And climax combo, when you play Lie to Protect, which is the climax for the restand Nino, if you have 5 or less cards in hand, your 3-2 restand Ninos gain the following effect. Once per turn, when damage is cancelled, you burn the same amount. The climax is a 1k1 and an arch when triggered. If you do not want to build an entirely new Nino deck, you could squeeze this into your current build. This is uncommon, by the way. I feel like I should preference that. I wish it did something else by itself, like literally anything else, but it's just super dependent on your 3-2 restand Nino. Also, this only gives 1 Nino that effect. So maybe run 1 or 2, or you can just build a standby Nino deck, you know, if you want to. Alright, lightning round. Pure White Itsuki increases your hand plus size by 1. And during your turn, if you have 5 or more cards in hand, 500 forward, and she has a pay 1 tap self-searching brainstorm for every gate hit. Hardworking in the Shadows, Ichika is on play from hand. You could stock a card from your hand, and she is a climax swapper. Wait. Oh shit, my Nino senses are tingling. Yeah, there she is, Nino acquired. Straightward Nino is on play from hand. Shuffle 2 characters from your waiting room into your deck, and you give a soul to a character. And when you play a climax, bounce this card back into your hand. You give a character 1k power and the following ability. On attack, top check 2, return 1 to the top, and then you mill the rest. You know where this is going. Napping Ichika is a pay 1, tap 2, searching brainstorm for Ichika characters, and act. Pay 1, send this to the waiting room, top check 4, add a character, you ditch the rest. Lastly, Workbook states that if you have 4 or more Yotsuba characters, you can salvage a Yotsuba. And that is where I'm going to end today's video. I am absolutely excited for these cards, and there's a good 75% chance that we're going to be getting this in English as well. Now, I say 75% because a lot of sequel sets in JP, we just did not get in English. Either way, I can see what they're doing with this set. They are going to be giving us new cards as well as some legacy supports for the cards in set 1. I kind of like that. I honestly do. In a sense, we are able to have 2 different decks of the same character. Adds more variety, and honestly, the set 1 decks still kind of hold up. I'm really curious to see how that Itsuki or that Nino standby hold up. And with that, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Weiss Schwarz news and content. Follow me on Twitter @CasuallyWS for updates on the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.